afternoon, everyone. So, hello, everyone. Welcome to the third episode of ARNEC Paper Talks. The ARNEC or ARNECC Paper Talks is a regular discussion among scholars about the published papers and articles on energy and climate change in Southeast Asia. ASEAN's Researchers Network on Energy and Climate Change, or ARNEC, is a group of scholars, analysts, researchers, students, and other stakeholders are organized around the themes of energy studies or research and climate studies or research in Southeast Asia. Established by the ASEAN Climate Change and Energy Project, or ACCEP. My name is Nikki. I'm an associate research analyst on power from the ASEAN Center for Energy. And today I'll lead the discussion for today's event. This episode, we will discuss a journal entitled Analysis of Net Zero Emission Index for Several Areas in Indonesia using individual carbon footprint and land use covered. It was published at IOP Conference Series, Earth and Environmental Science.
Hi, everyone.
As Indonesia have made targets on reducing the GHG or greenhouse gas emissions in the nationally determined contribution or NDC by 31.89% on its own capability and 43.2% with international assistance in 2030. It is important to track the number of emissions generated and absorbed in different regions of the country. Mr. Hairul Amru, alongside 7 other co-authors, did exactly that by calculating the net zero emission index in different areas. This opportunity, we are very excited to have Mr. Hairul Amru to state his research finding. To provide with some background context, he has 3 years of research experience in the field of environmental study, and currently he works for the Center for Environmental and Clean Technology at Badan Riset dan Inovasi Nasional RI, Indonesia. So, welcome, Mr. Hairul Amru.
Yeah, good afternoon, Mr. Nikki.
Yeah, good afternoon. So, perhaps you would like to introduce yourself further first.
Yeah, my name is Hairul Amru. I'm a researcher from Research Center for Environmental and Clean Technology, BRAIN. Right now, I'm staying in Makassar right now. So I think, I think it's enough, sir.
Okay. Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Hairul Amru, and I would like to thank you for your availability to present and present your research findings in this webinar series. So without further ado, let Mr. Hairul Amru present the materials on his research. So to Mr. Hairul Amru, the floor is yours.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. So before we start, maybe I will introduce myself again. My name is Hairul Amru. I am a researcher from Research Center for Environmental and Clean Technology, BRAIN. On this occasion, I will present. I will present. I will present the result of our research entitled "Analysis of Net Zero Emission Index" for several areas in Indonesia using individual carbon footprint and land use covered. Next. Yeah, first of all, let me introduce our team. So this paper was written by 8 authors, led by Professor Ihwanuddin Mawardi. And the other authors, there is Mrs. Wiryadmini, Mr. Teddy, Mrs. Adinda, me, Professor Suhendar, Mr. Zainal Arifin, and then Arsandi Alimin, Mr. Arsandi Alimin. Next. Abstract. Basically, this study calculates the carbon index in basically this study calculates the carbon index in a region by comparing the value of carbon emission with the value of sequestration based on the land cover in the region. The calculation of the carbon index is carried out nationally in all provinces in Indonesia. The result shown that Indonesian net zero emission index is less than 1, but some province with dense population have a net zero emission index more than 1, namely Jakarta, Jogja, North Sumatra, and Riau. Also, there are several regencies that are tested as example to determine sequestration based on a land cover map. Carbon emission data at the district level is obtained using individual carbon footprint. Next, introduction. The issue of global warming continues to be a concern for the international world. This is because because of the impact of global warming that we can feel directly. One of the causes of global warming is greenhouse gas effect caused by increase in the number of emission in the atmosphere. Almost all human activity every day contribute to increase in greenhouse gas emission in the atmosphere because currently human activity tend to use soil fuel such as petroleum, natural gas, and coal. These needs are increasing along with increasing in population, number of activity, and lifestyle of the community. Meanwhile, natural damage occur very massively. Forests as a lung of the world have begun to be dysfunctional so that they are not longer able to absorb existing carbon emission. So that's why we need to balance between carbon emission and carbon sequestration. It called net zero emission. So that questions what net zero emission index what net zero emission is. Net zero emission is a situation where the carbon footprint emission from human activities does not exceed the number of emission that can be absorbed by the Earth. Indonesia initially planned a target of reducing carbon emission in the national determined contribution by 31.89% on its own capability and 43.20% with international assistance in 2030. Carbon emission can be offset by the sequestration of the land use covered. Indonesia, as a developing country with extensive forests, is expected to be able to take advantage and play an important role in reducing world emission by conserving its forests and reducing deforestation rates to increase carbon sequestration. This is because theoretically, plants or tree in the forest functional as a place of carbon stocks. So that's why we need to calculate the carbon emission index. We need to calculate the carbon emission produced by an area and the carbon sequestration there. That way, we can calculate the net zero emission index to find how far net zero emission has reached in the region. This index can also help the government in determining the policy direction to achieve the net zero emission. And now, the question is how to calculate the net zero emission index. Next, methods. The calculation of net zero emission index can be done by comparing between the value of carbon emission and the value of carbon sequestration in the region. The closer carbon index value to zero, the better emission condition in that area. The result of the calculation are then classified into the three class: good class, medium class, and bad class or bad category. And then carbon emission data at the provincial level can be obtained from Aksara Bappenas. That website can we can see that there are many data about carbon Indonesia there. But at the district level, we must first calculate the individual carbon footprint. Individual carbon footprint is a measure of the total amount of carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases emitted by community, population, or person. Actually, there are many ways that we can be used to calculate the individual carbon footprint. It can be with a population approach. It can be with an economic approach. It can be calculated the individual carbon footprint based on the energy consumption use. However, due to limitation, this study only use a population approach to calculate the individual carbon footprint. The individual carbon footprint value is obtained by comparing provincial emission with the total provincial population. The result of this calculation then become the basis for calculating emission at the district level. After the individual carbon footprint data is obtained, the data then multiplied by number of residents in each regency to get the total carbon emission at the district level. And then the carbon sequestration is carried out by calculating the area of land cover from land cover maps. The land cover used data is then multiplied by the carbon absorption constant to determine the potential for carbon absorption and storage in ecosystem. Next. And then this is the result of the calculation. Based on the table, there are 4 provinces that are included in the bad classification, namely North Sumatra, Riau, DKI Jakarta, and Jogja. As we can see that North Sumatra carbon index shown in 1.06. In North Sumatra, the carbon reduction is most due to the clearing of the land that was originally forest to become agricultural land. The increase in sequestration in the mangrove forest there is highly expected to reduce carbon emission. And then next in Riau, carbon emission index show in 2.07. Riau province is an area prone to forest fire. The carbon that has been absorbed by the forest there, is then released due to forest fire there. Therefore, the right solution to reduce the emission deficit uh, deficit there is replanting of forests that have been burned, considering that the limited area of forest area so large that the potential for carbon absorption by forest is also still large. And then the next one is DKI Jakarta with carbon index 70.59. DKI Jakarta, as the capital of the country, experienced a lot of development that sacrificed the area that should be a carbon sequestration area. This can be seen from the decrease in the area of green open space (RTH) in DKI Jakarta. The use of low carbon based technology can be alternative solution to reduce the amount of emission produced, considering that the carry capacity and tempting capacity to increase carbon sequestration capacity is already very limited. And the last one is Jogja, Daerah Istimewa Yogyakarta, with carbon index shown in 7.42. The decline in the area of green open space also occurred in Jogja. Jogja experienced reducing open open green space area by 1.5% annually from 1972 until 2030. The use of low carbon based technologies can be alternative solution to reduce the amount of emission produced, considering that the carry capacity and tempting capacity is to increase carbon sequestration capacity is already very limited. Next. So this is the map of distribution of the net zero emission index in Indonesia. From 33 provinces that we count, 4 provinces were included in the bad category. 9 provinces were classified as a medium class, and the rest were included in the good class, in the good category. Most of province that not classified into the good class is located in Sumatra and Java Island. This is possible because most of Indonesians' development is done there. Therefore, it is necessary to increase carbon sequestration in provinces that are not included in the good class. Not only that, but carbon emission reduction also needs to be done to optimize net zero emission achievement. Next. In addition, to calculate total carbon at the provincial level, it is also necessary to conduct a carbon inventory at the district level. This needs to be done as an effort to provide emission data to support the net zero emission to support the net zero emission program. As with prof as with provinces with the same method, 11 examples were taken for district spread throughout Indonesia. Of the 11 district we calculate, there are 5 districts that have a net zero emission index more than one, namely Mempawah, Indramayu, Brebes, Bengkalis, and Taragan. Meanwhile, Probolinggo falls into the medium category. Cilacap, West Bangka, Penajam Pasir Utara, Raja Ampat, and Nunukan districts are included in the good category. Next. So the conclusion, nationally in 2021, the net zero carbon emission index is less than 1, but some provinces with dense population have a zero net carbon index more than 1, namely Jakarta, Jogja, North Sumatra, and Rio. In addition, Indonesia also consists of very large islands, so that excess carbon emission from one province are not automatically distributed to other provinces that have less than 1 carbon index and regionally will have the potential to cause the problem. Next. I think it's enough, and thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Harul Amru. It is a fruitful presentation, and we are uh, we have gained many insights regarding the uh, research that you've done with other eight colleagues from the National Research Institute. And we are open for questions to be answered by the audience from the audience. Perhaps if there are any questions. I see that there haven't any questions yet, so I'll ask the first question. So we have been discussing about the net zero emission index a lot during your presentation. So I would like to ask, how important is it the emission index regarding its relevancies towards the climate change?
Sorry, I don't hear your voice. Sorry.
Sorry. Is it clear?
Hello, hello.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So I was wondering
Can you
because
repeat, please?
yeah, I was wondering because we have been discussing about the net zero emission index a lot during your presentation. So I would like to ask whether how important it is that the emission index regarding its relevancies towards climate change.
Yeah. The net zero emission index it's very important to provide an overview of net zero emission achievement at the regional level. This net zero emission index can also be a guideline in taking policy direction to determine net zero emission index in the regional area. So every regional, every district, every province can evaluate their achievement in net zero emission.
I see. So it will be useful for policy making process, especially for the
Government, yeah.
clean energy policy making process, right? I see. I see. So your research could be the basis for the Ministry of Forestry and Environment to have a policy
Yeah,
regarding the climate change.
yeah. And then right now, Ministry of Environment and Forestry already start the program called Volunetsing. Volunetsing is a program that help province or district to increase their achieve of net zero emission. So basically, the ministry help the people to planting, especially for mangrove forest, so they can help to absorb carbon, and then uh, s- uh, f- economic can increase in the area that ministry program help.
Okay, I see. Yeah. So I think we have a question from the audience from San Slimin. Uh, what is the requirement of a research? So the result can be included in the national database. So perhaps
Uh,
you could provide us with some answers regarding the question.
so I answer the directly I answer this question or
Sure, you can answer it directly, and then we can move on to the next question.
oh okay. The question is what is the requirement of research so the result can be included into the national database. Uh, actually I don't know. Actually, I don't know how can this research to be a national database, but but there are so many people read this paper to be to make a policy uh, with with data in this research.
Okay. So the data given by your research could be used by the policymakers to create more environmental friendly policies, right? So perhaps
Yeah.
from Sans Limin could provide a follow-up questions to clear up whether the questions have not been answered clearly. So for the next question, we have a question from Muhammad Hidayatul Umar. Is it possible to use remote sensing data to support improved net zero emission index monitoring?
Yes, it's very possible to use remote sensing data because this this research actually use remote sensing data with uh, Citra satellite imagery that we interpretate to be a land cover land cover maps. So year by year we can we can monitoring the the net zero emission index by remote sensing.
Okay, so I hope it clears up the questions because I think the development of newer technologies like satellite imaging and then uh, everything that be accessible in the internet could help provide the necessary data for the research. Yeah. So we could move on to the next question. So this is the question, follow-up question by San Slimin. In case many people cited your research result, will there any verification from BRIN or Bapenas?
Uh, in net zero emission in this project in this research, uh, we already we already we already publish at the publish good publisher a that should be read by read and what I can say reviewer, a good reviewer. So this paper I think this paper is yeah scientifically because the publisher not the publisher the reviewer not give any what I say any advice to improve the paper.
Yeah. So to reiterate what Mr. Khairul Amrul said, that the paper have went through several reviews from the uh, conference series, right? It's published at the Earth and Environmental Science Conference Series, IOP conference series. So I think it doesn't require any further verification because it has been published and reviewed before by the reviewer. Perhaps there are one more question from Reza Wai. Do you think there is a need to do sequestration other than existing that have been done? So for area or province that already marked as green, or what have they done? Oh, there are several questions. Perhaps you can answer the first question first. Do you think that there is a need to do sequestration other than existing that we have done, that have been done?
Okay, there are a few questions that Reza Huawei. So the first question is, do you think there is a need to do sequestration other than existing have done? Yes, I think uh, I think we have to increase the sequestration more and more because there's not equal between uh emission that we produced and then and between we produce and sequestration carbon existing. So that the second question for area province that already marked as a green, what have they done? Ah, the area that marked as a green is already absorbed their emission by sequestration on their area. So they need to maintain the position, the land cover to absorb the emission. And then next one for red and yellow mark, what are their next plan or existing plan is best achieve net zero index. So basically, there are two solutions to for yellow mark and the red mark. The first solution is increase the sequestration by replanting the forest, especially for mangrove forest, because mangrove forests have five times more bigger than forest the other forest. And then the second solution is uh, decrease the emission that produced in that area by using low carbon technology. So yeah, I think that's the answer of the questions.
Okay, so what I can conclude that it is needed, sequestration is needed in order to store the net carbon, and therefore could lower the NZE index, right? The net zero emission index by sequestration. And it is suggested that the mangrove mangrove forest is a great sequestration method to lower the carbon emission because it absorbs 5 times better for carbon. The carbon absorption is better than the regular forest. So we have the next question from Aji Dwi Nugroho. What type of satellite imagery data was used for this research? And which years of satellite imagery data were used to analyze the land cover change?
What type of satellite imagery data? Uh, I if I didn't if I uh, didn't forget, the satellite imagery was used Landsat Ik, if I don't wrong, yeah, because we work together we work together in the team, and every people have a different task that the satellite imagery not not my not my task. So I can explain what kind of data that satellite imagery that we use.
Okay, thank you so much for your answers. So I hope it clears up all of the uh, questions. So I think we could have several more questions from the audience. But yeah, I'm interested about the sequestration for the carbon sequestration. Uh, I saw that from your research that Maluku, Aceh, North Kalimantan, and West Papua have some of the lowest net zero emission index. It is around 0.03 to 0.08, if I'm not mistaken. So, what are the lesson that could be learned from the provinces with such low NZE index?
Yeah, that the data was right that Aceh, Maluku, and what else? Hey,
Yeah, North Kalimantan.
and and Papua, West Papua, I think. Yeah, so basically they they protect their forests to be a carbon absorb carbon of their emission. Big we at the region at their region, there are so many activity that uh produce any emission, and then their forests can absorb the emission produced in their activity. So that's why Aceh and the other one marked as green.
I see. So it is important to spare some of the land area for perhaps some forests in order to achieve the net zero emission index, the better net zero emission index. So I think we have one question from the attendee, and perhaps it will be the last question. So what are the methods to determine the sequestration by land cover area and how to determine the constant? Uh, is it the same for all province?
Uh, the the constant of land cover is different every ecosystem, not not different by regency or province. So if we have many forests, uh, we can we can forest and mangrove forest, the area should be the largest sequestration. Maybe like that, and then yeah, maybe like that.
Okay, thank you very much for your answer, Mr. Harold Amru. Hopefully, it will answer all of the questions that were asked during our Q&A session. And I think that's all for our Q&A session today. And perhaps I could summarize some of the discussions that we've had. So urban and industrial development are heavily influence the NZE index of an area due to the utilization of the land area, which are supposed to be used as a carbon sequestration area. And then the land utilization using by replanting the forest with mangrove is far more better to absorb the carbon emitted by human activities. And yeah, perhaps it is one of the best solutions for to create a better NGE index. And yeah, I think that's one of the key points that we could take from our fruitful discussion this afternoon. And thank you, Mr. Hairul Amru, for the
Thank you, Mr. Nicky.
presentation and discussion and all of the insights that were provided during our short meeting. And in conclusion, the Arnec Pepper Talks have been an enriching forum delving into the intricate realms of property transactions. This dialogue not only underscores the pivotal role of standardized processes in the conveyancing landscape, but also highlights the collaborative spirit within the energy climate sector. As we wrap up this insightful discussion, let us carry forward the shared commitment to excellence, efficiency, and innovation. These thoughts, akin to a well-orchestrated band hitting the perfect notes, resonate with the harmony necessary for the evolution of conveyancing standards. Thank you for your active participation and unwavering dedication to advancing our collective understanding. Thank you, Mr. Carol Embrew, and all of the attendees. We are wishing you a great day. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Nicky.